The sun was hot and bright. It shined down on the broken sidewalk in Glenage Park. Usually this park was full of kids playing with frisbees and people going for runs. But today it was very different. The park was now full of police cars. Bright orange cones were everywhere. The place was loud with the sounds of people talking, walking, and showing off. The police were having a special event. It was called a community demo. That means police officers were supposed to meet people, show them they were kind, and help everyone feel safe. But one officer was making things worse. His name was Officer Logan Riker. Logan was big and strong. He was very tall, 6 feet and 2 inches. He had lots of muscles. He walked like he was better than everyone else. But Logan was not just full of himself, he was also mean. He liked to make fun of people. He didn't care about their feelings. Logan liked when people laughed at his jokes, even if the jokes were not nice. That day, Logan saw a man sitting quietly on a park bench under a shady tree. The man was feeding birds and drinking water. He didn't bother anyone. He wore all black. He was calm and still like a rock. His name was Steven Seagal. Steven didn't try to get attention. But when you saw him, you couldn't look away. He didn't speak much. But when he did, everyone listened. Logan smiled a big mean smile. He saw Steven and wanted to make fun of him. Behind Logan, 3 other young police officers followed. They looked up to Logan. They wanted him to like them, so they laughed at his jokes. "Hey, Grandpa," Logan shouted to Steven. "The park is closed today, unless you're doing some kind of dance with pigeons." Steven looked up slowly. He didn't look mad. He didn't even look upset. He just looked calm. "I'm just sitting," Steven said. His voice was deep and strong. "I'm not in anyone's way." "You're wrong," Logan said. He cracked his knuckles loudly. "You're in my sight. That means you're in my way." The young officers giggled. Steven gently placed his water bottle down beside him. "I don't want any trouble," Steven said kindly. But Logan stepped closer. "Well, you found trouble anyway," Logan said. One of the younger officers, named Officer Eli, whispered, "Come on, Logan, just leave him alone." But Logan didn't want to stop. He puffed up his chest and got close to Steven. Then he made fun of Steven's long ponytail. "You think that ponytail makes you cool?" Logan said. "You look like someone who used to be in old karate movies." Steven's eyes became sharp. His look was serious now. "You should walk away now," Steven said. Logan laughed. "Or what?" he asked. Then something very bad happened. Without warning, Logan spun around and kicked Steven right in the face. Thud. The sound was loud. Steven's head snapped back. He didn't fall, but it was a hard hit. People nearby gasped. The other police officers laughed again. They thought it was funny. "Did you see that?" Logan shouted. Old man didn't even flinch. "He's like a statue." But Steven was not a statue. He was like a storm waiting to come out. Steven stood up slowly. He put one leg down, then the other. He stood tall. He took his hand and wiped a little drop of blood from his lip. Then he looked up. He didn't just look at Logan. He looked through him. And then the laughing stopped. "I warned you," Steven said. His voice was now deep and scary, like thunder before a storm. Logan blinked. He started to feel like something was wrong. "You're going to hit me now, aren't you?" Logan said. "That would be assaulting a police officer." Steven stepped forward. He didn't look angry. He looked peaceful, but powerful. "I don't need to hit you," Steven said. "The truth is already hurting your name." The other officers didn't feel like laughing anymore. They looked at each other. One officer slowly reached for his radio. But Steven moved faster than anyone had ever seen. With one quick motion, he knocked the radio to the ground. He didn't even touch the officer. He just used perfect timing and skill. Eli took a step back. His eyes were wide. "Wait," Eli said. "Is that?" Another officer whispered. "Yeah, that's Steven Seagal." The name hit them all like a truck. They realized who Logan had kicked. Steven Seagal was not just any man. He was a world-famous martial artist, a hero from action movies, and someone who had trained for years. He was known all over the world. His hands had taken down more bad guys than the whole police team. Logan tried to act cool. He tried to pretend it wasn't a big deal. "You think just because you were in some movies, you're better than me?" Logan said. Steven looked him in the eyes. "I don't used to be anything," Steven said. "I'm still here. You hurt a peaceful man. You kicked someone just sitting under a tree. You did it in front of your team. You made them laugh at the pain. They were just jokes." Logan shouted. He started to back away. "You want to make this worse?" he asked. Steven nodded once. "I already did," he said. All across the park, people had their phones out. They were recording everything. They were live streaming it, sharing it, posting it online. Within just a few minutes, the video went viral. Cop kicks Steven Seagal in the face. Regretted instantly. Police demo turns into disaster. People couldn't stop watching. The world was watching now. Everyone waited to see what Steven would do next. But Steven didn't punch. He didn't kick. Instead, he turned to the people holding their phones. He spoke in a calm voice. "Let this be a lesson," he said. "Don't be afraid of bullies in uniform. Show the world who they are." Then he turned and walked away. His lips still had a little blood, but he walked with pride. With calm. With dignity. Logan stood there. Frozen. His face red with shame. He was shaking. Not from anger, but from fear and embarrassment. One of the younger officers whispered, "You kicked Steven Seagal in the face. You're done." Logan growled. Not yet. But inside, he knew the truth. This was the beginning of his end. By that night, the whole internet was on fire. The video of Officer Logan Riker kicking Steven was on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and even the news. Everyone was talking about it. Even CNN showed it on the morning news. The headlines were everywhere. Cop kicks Seagal. Seagal kicks back with class. Police officer attacks martial arts legend, pays the price. Steven Seagal's silent strength silences a bully cop. The next morning, Logan woke up. His phone had over 40 messages. None of them were good. They were angry, disappointed, furious. Then Logan listened to the message from his boss. It was his captain. The voice was loud and mad. "Riker," the captain said, "get your sorry ego into my office yesterday. You embarrassed this department in front of the whole world." Logan sat on the edge of his bed. He put his face in his hands. He had messed up, badly. And far away, Steven Seagal was back to feeding birds. Sitting under another tree. Calm. Quiet. Strong. The world was loud, but Steven stayed still. He had made his point, and the world would remember. Steven Seagal sat calmly. He was very quiet and peaceful. He sat with his friend, Jonas. Jonas was a lawyer who helped people when their rights were hurt. Jonas was watching a video on his computer. The video was very clear. It showed a bad police officer hurting Steven for no reason. Steven said, "I'm not going to tell the police to punish him." Jonas looked surprised. "Are you serious?" Steven nodded. "Yes. I want to teach a lesson. Sometimes the best way to teach is to let everyone see a bad person and show the world who they really are." Jonas smiled. "You haven't changed at all. Still peaceful. Still wise." Steven's eyes got small and sharp. He said, "Now I just have more patience with my punch." At the police station, Logan Maddox sat in the captain's office. He looked down at the floor. The captain was very, very angry. "Do you even understand how bad this looks?" the captain shouted. "You didn't just hurt someone. You hurt Steven Seagal. He's a man who knows how to protect himself with just one hand." Logan muttered. He looked so smug. "I didn't know who he was." The captain shouted louder. "That doesn't matter. You kicked a man in the face while he was sitting down. People saw you. Cameras saw you." Then the captain said the words Logan didn't want to hear. "You're suspended. That means you can't come back to work until we look into this." Logan's heart sank. "You can't do that. That's just to look good in front of others." The captain leaned closer and said, "No, that's not just for looks. That's for justice." That night, Logan met with his 3 best cop friends in a secret room behind a shop. Their names were Connor, Ruben, and Mason. They played cards and drank beer. They talked about what happened. "They all turned against me," Logan said angrily. "Even the chief. They act like I'm a new cop." Connor said, "Come on. We've all done worse things and got away with it." Mason nodded. "Yeah, the only mistake you made was picking the wrong old man to mess with." Logan's eyes got dark. "No, the mistake was thinking I'd let this go." The next morning, someone sent a request to the police station. Steven Seagal wanted to talk at the community safety meeting. He didn't want news reporters there, just regular people, police officers, and city workers. The station said yes right away. When the meeting happened, the room was full. People stood along the walls. Everyone wanted to hear what Steven had to say. He walked up to the front. He didn't have any papers. He didn't read from a screen. He just stood tall and strong. He looked at all the people in uniforms. He said, "I'm not here to fight. I already had to fight, and I'll do it again if I have to. But today," he stopped and looked around. "Today, I'm here to talk about power." The room got quiet. "Power isn't your badge," Steven said. It's not your gun, and it's not your boot on someone's face. Power is holding back. Power is knowing you could hurt someone, but choosing not to. He looked right at Logan's friend sitting in the back. You laughed when your friend kicked me. Not because I was scared, but because I was quiet. That quietness, it was me giving you a chance to do the right thing. He paused. Now the whole world is watching to see if you'll finally do better. Everyone clapped loudly. It was strong, honest clapping. People even stood up. And deep down, Logan's friends knew something important. Steven just took control of the story. But Logan didn't feel that way. He was in his garage, watching the video again and again. His eyes were full of anger. Then, he made a very bad decision. The next morning was quiet. Steven Seagal sat on his porch, drinking hot tea. He wore black clothes like always. The sun was rising and the steam from his tea curled up like smoke. He was calm, but he felt something strange, a feeling inside. And Steven's feelings were almost never wrong. Down the street, Logan Maddox sat in a big black car. The windows were dark. He was hiding inside. His face was tight with anger. He wore regular clothes, but he kept his badge in his back pocket. He had not slept all night. People online were laughing at him. Even his family thought he was a joke now. He was angry. He blamed Steven. And he was going to do something stupid. At 9:13 a.m., Steven got up and walked toward the park. He didn't carry a weapon. He didn't need one. Logan drove the black car slowly next to him. He jumped out of the car. Hey, he shouted. Steven stopped. He turned around slowly. Logan walked fast toward him, fists tight. You made me look weak, Logan yelled. Steven looked him in the eyes. I didn't make you anything, he said. You did that to yourself. Logan got madder. Don't talk to me like you're better than me. I had a good job. I had people's respect. And you threw it all away, Steven said gently. Because you couldn't stand seeing someone quiet. Logan screamed and punched. The punch was wild and angry. It was supposed to knock Steven down. But Steven didn't get hit. He moved aside, soft and smooth like a falling leaf. Logan fell forward and missed. Before he could stand up straight, Steven turned and gave one sharp open hand strike to Logan's chest. Logan flew back. He hit the side of his car and fell down, gasping for air. Steven walked toward him, but not to fight more. He came to finish what he started. You want to learn something? Steven asked. Or are you still trying to look cool for people who aren't even watching? Logan coughed. You're not even mad? I was, Steven said. But then I realized you're already trapped. You're living in a prison inside your head. Steven turned to walk away. Logan reached into the car. He pulled out his badge. He threw it at Steven's back. You think you're better than me? He shouted. Steven picked up the badge. He held it in his hand. Then he bent it in half. He dropped it in the dirt. He said, I know I'm better than the man you chose to be. Later that day, the police came. They saw Logan sitting on the ground, holding his head. They didn't ask many questions. They didn't need to. Logan's suspension became permanent. He was fired, gone for good. And the police began a new case, off-duty assault. That means hurting someone when you're not even working. Steven didn't press charges. He didn't tell the police to punish Logan. He didn't have to. Logan had already lost everything. A few weeks later, at Glenage Park, people put up a new sign. A shiny plaque made of metal. It said, when ego strikes, strength stays quiet until justice speaks with its fists. In honor of what should never be forgotten, Steven Seagal became a legend. Not because he fought, but because he only fought when he had to. Because he let the truth speak louder than his fists. Because he taught that real power isn't in hurting others. It's in knowing you could and choosing not to. And every kid in Glenage grew up hearing the story of the man who sat quietly and changed everything. What did you think of the story? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let's chat. If you enjoyed the journey, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss the next adventure. Thanks for being part of this one. And until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and keep exploring the unknown.